Good morning. It is Wednesday, March 12th. Here's what we're working on. U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum are now in place at the original 25%.
Hamilton police are investigating what they believe is a targeted shooting.
And what's next for Tiger Woods now that he's torn his Achilles? Okay, our clock says it's 6 o'clock. My body has no idea what time it is. We're just from the West Coast, and it's like the time changed there. We were 3 hours behind. Now we're 2 hours behind, and I don't know.
And never mind sleeping in all those mornings that you were off. Yeah, okay, that's what I do too.
I'm just getting back from vacation. My life is so hard.
I didn't say that. I just said I didn't know what time it was.
Yes. Does anybody really know what time it is? Oh, there's a song I'm going to be humming all day today. Okay, yeah. 6 o'clock, by the way, 6:01 actually.
So what time will the sun rise now?
It comes up at 7:37 this morning.
Okay.
7:37 will be sunrise this morning.
I don't know what I was expecting this morning, but after the last couple of days, I was like, oh, it's going to be a nice morning, walk out of the house without a coat. No.
Cold.
No. So cold.
It really dropped yesterday afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Temperatures really plummeted yesterday afternoon. That was the forecast. The cold front going through, climbing to double-digit temperatures, and then the temperature sinking, and it has really gone down this morning. It's actually lower than the forecast overnight low. You consider yesterday morning at this time, we were +6. Right now, we're -5. So what a fluctuation in temperature. The wind chill right now is -9. So yeah, it is a cold start to our morning here. We will see some sunshine today, but don't look for really mild temperatures like we've had. We're looking at +2 for the day, and that's about it. Tomorrow will be a little bit better, a little bit milder. So we'll talk about the details in that coming up. Traffic check, I have nothing to show you. No collisions, no volume. 403 and Waterdown Road looks fine right there. So, speaking of that area, King Road, Jeffrey is back. The Jefferson salamander mating season. So we must tell you that King Road is closed starting today for the mating season of the Jefferson salamander. That goes from North Service Road to Mountain Brow. Okay, let's get to some MTO traffic cameras at the moment. No problems on the roads, on the major routes. We can check some of those cameras. Here's the QEW Centennial Parkway. Looks good. Top of the Skyway, all the way through Bronte. Basically, that's how all the roads are looking this morning. So we will keep you up to date on what's going on with weather and traffic in a few minutes. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Well, U.S. President Donald Trump has slapped all countries, including Canada, with 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports this morning. But he did back down on a threat to double the tariffs for goods from our side of the border. Simone Gavros joins us now with the latest from Hamilton's waterfront.
Well, Annette, the 50% tariff threat that came yesterday just sent industries into a spiral and also caused a lot of the stock markets to plummet. Then U.S. President Donald Trump said that he would not follow through with this threat. And that came after Premier Doug Ford said that he would pause a 25% tax on Ontario electricity going to the U.S. All that back and forth happened yesterday afternoon, and here's a look at how that went.
With any negotiation that we have, there's a point that both parties are heated and the temperature needs to come down. And I thought this was the right decision. They understand how serious we are about the electricity and the tariffs, and rather than going back and forth and having threats to each other, we have both agreed, let cooler heads prevail. We need to sit down and move this forward.
As you know, there's a very strong man in Canada who said he was going to charge a surcharge or a tariff on electricity coming into our country. He has called and he said he's not going to do that. Okay, he's not going to do that. And it would have been a very bad thing if he did, and he's not going to do that, so I respect that.
The 25% tariff on steel and aluminum is still in effect as of today. This removes the exceptions and exemptions from Trump's 2018 tariffs, which eventually excluded Canada and other countries from the levies. Now, these latest tariffs will be stacked on top of other duties coming into effect on April 2nd after those were delayed earlier. Now, Canada exports 10 million tons of steel to the U.S. each year, according to a report by law firm Gowling WLG. That supports about 23,000 Canadian jobs. Canada is also the largest supplier of steel to the U.S. and the largest source of aluminum. Now, as Ford was doing his U.S. media blitz yesterday, he pushed back once again on Trump's aim at Canada becoming a 51st state.
Never be a 51st state. We're proud of our sovereignty, and we'll always stay as Canada. But saying that, we want to work closely with the U.S. and have a great, fair trade deal. That's what we want, and we'll see how it goes. But let's just hope we move forward in a real positive fashion.
Now, Doug Ford will be heading to Washington tomorrow to meet with Secretary Lutnick to discuss more trade, and that comes ahead of the next tariff deadline in April. For now, things back over to you, Adam.
Thank you very much, Simone. Hamilton police are investigating the city's 8th shooting of the year. It happened around 3:20 yesterday morning in the area of Tunbridge Crescent near Upper Ottawa and Stone Church Road East. Now, police say the shooting was targeted, but no injuries were reported. Hamilton police are deeply concerned about the alarming number of shootings so far this year. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to call police.
Fire has forced a group of long-term tenants from their supportive housing complex in Hamilton. The Good Shepherd says 26 tenants at Matthias Place near Main and Locke Streets will have different beds for a few nights under a temporary roof while police and fire officials investigate the cause of the fire that evacuated the entire building. The fire started just before 7 yesterday morning in a unit on the fourth floor. One man has been charged with arson.
And as a result of the fire, we have made an arrest. It's a 61-year-old male from Hamilton, and we currently are holding the scene, and we're awaiting a search warrant, and our arson investigator is taking care of that investigation.
Good Shepherd says the 26 displaced tenants have been moved to a shelter at the former Cathedral Boys' School in Hamilton. Until the repairs are finished, they expect them to be back at the Matthias Place by Friday. 2 people from Mississauga have been arrested after more than $2 million worth of illegal cannabis was seized in Niagara. The OPP say they got a tip from Health Canada late last month about cannabis being grown illegally in Wainfleet. Officers found nearly 4,100 cannabis plants along with more than 15 kilograms of dried and processed cannabis. A 58-year-old and a 35-year-old have been charged with growing and possessing cannabis for the purpose of trafficking. U.S. authorities have transferred a convicted drug trafficker from Canada back to this country. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, out of Buffalo, released this photo of 32-year-old Christopher Anthony Frater being handed over. ICE says Frater crossed into the States in July of 2022 and violated terms of his admission. A year later, he was sentenced to 120 months, or 10 years, in prison. He'll serve out the rest of his sentence in Canada.
Let's take a look at sports now, and shocking news out of the golf world. Tiger Woods announced he won't be hitting the links anytime soon. Legendary golfer suffered yet another medical setback. Woods announced Tuesday he has ruptured the Achilles tendon in his left leg. That will keep the 49-year-old off the PGA Tour for months. And so that means he will not compete in next month's Masters tournament in Augusta, Georgia. Woods has won the Masters 5 times with an overall 15 major championships, just 3 shy of Jack Nicklaus's record. While Woods did not say when he might resume golfing, the Cleveland Clinic says most Achilles ruptures take between 4 to 6 months to heal. It was a jam-packed night in the NHL with 11 games on tap, including 4 Canadian squads.
It is the backup. This puck comes to Tkachuk and he scores! It takes him 24 seconds to put his stamp on this one. The captain of the Senators, Brady Tkachuk, is 27th of the year. It's 1-0 Ottawa.
It didn't take very long for Senators captain Brady Tkachuk to set the tone in this one as the Ottawa Senators took a firm hold on the first wildcard spot with a 5-2 win over the Philadelphia Flyers. All eyes were on the Bruins-Panthers game in Boston last night as former Bruins captain Brad Marchand's new team was in town, though Marchand himself, well, he's still injured and didn't take the ice, but it was his old teammates with a little late game magic coming back from 2 goals down to win it late in the third and take it 3-2. In Vancouver, 2 teams going in opposite directions. Cole Caulfield buried his 32nd of the year as the Habs climbed to within 2 points of the final wildcard spot in the East, while the Canucks remain a point out of the final spot in the West. Jump to Winnipeg, where the Jets continue to be one of the best, if not the best team in the league. Gabriel Velarde with his 27th of the campaign, and the Jets beat the Rangers 2-1 and still sit tied with the Washington Capitals as the top team in the NHL with 94 points. Let's check out a little OHL action. The Ice Dogs hosting the Barrie Colts last night, and the Colts galloped in this one. Their first goal made me actually go whoop while watching it for the first time. Whoop. Say it with me. Whoop. Jaden Newton absolutely undresses the defenseman and snipes it past Matthew Humphries. The Ice Dogs, who made the playoffs for the first time since 2019, actually took a 2-1 lead in this one, but ended up getting spanked by their potential first-round opponents, the Barrie Colts, 7-4. The Frozen Pups have now dropped 4 in a row in 16 of 17 games. Talk about limping into the playoffs. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. says his proposal for a long-term contract with the Toronto Blue Jays was for less than $600 million, which means a scooch less than what a net makes this year. In an interview to ESPN, it'd be nice. The 4-time All-Star disputed speculation he sought a deal similar to the $775 million 15-year contract that Juan Soto agreed to with the New York Mets. Guerrero has a $28.5 million one-year contract and can become a free agent after the World Series. Guerrero hit .323 with a .396 on-base percentage, .544 slugging percentage, and 30 dingers, 103 ribbies in 159 games last season. The Buffalo Bills have turned to Joey Bosa to fill their pass rush needs. The team and Bosa agreed on a 1-year, $12.6 million contract. The agreement won't be official until today. Bosa joins the Bills after the team cut Von Miller on Sunday.
Just a second, I'm talking to my agent. Annette's getting that. Can you work on mine? Okay, I'll get back to you.
Why is he talking to his pickle?
I'm talking to my pickle. All right, 12 minutes after 6 o'clock. It is the 12th morning of March, by the way, and we are looking at a Wednesday here. Let's check traffic first of all. Nothing has really changed. Here's the 403 in Waterdown Road. Pretty light volume generally around the Horseshoe. We'll go into St. Catharines. We'll start there. Here's our MTO traffic camera at Mountain. Not a lot to see there. Centennial Parkway. We're just kind of flipping you through some cameras here. It's a little bit busier at Fairview. This slows down very early in the morning. Nothing around the Ford plant east of Royal Windsor or the 427 Gardner QEW combination. Pretty good going this morning. Temperature this morning a lot chillier than it was yesterday morning at this time. As I mentioned earlier, we were +6 yesterday morning at this time. Now -5 with a wind chill of -8. The winds aren't too strong, northeast at 9. The sky is mainly clear at the moment. That temperature climbed yesterday nicely to 11 degrees. Then that cold front went through right there. And that's what dropped the temperature steadily as the day went down. And so we had that ridge, and we still have that ridge of high pressure to the north. Nothing is really going to happen. We are going to have partly cloudy skies overnight tonight, start to clear, and then tomorrow we'll get back into some sunshine. But the temperature is going to be on the cool side for the next couple of days. Well, cooler than what we would like it to be. 4 degrees for Niagara today, 2 to 1 for the remainder of the Horseshoe. We'll see some sun. We'll call it a mix of sun and clouds for the day today. Tonight, temperature will fall back into the minus column again. -1 Niagara, -1, 2, and 3 for the rest of the Horseshoe, -5 for Guelph and Kitchener. So another chilly night and a chilly start to the day tomorrow. Tomorrow, we'll climb a bit better. We should hit 7 to 9 for Niagara, 8 to 7 around this end of the lake. Simcoe and Cayuga will be better. They'll be double digits at 10, but we'll have lovely sunshine for the day tomorrow. So skies will clear up as the morning goes on. So out the door, 12th morning of March, it is mainly clear, but it's cold. Temperature -5, wind chill -8 at the moment. Long range forecast coming up. Annette, Adam.
Okay, right after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily Vukovic. She has a preview of what's to come in Chit Chat. And North American markets are down significantly again. We're going to take a closer look at how the so-called Magnificent Seven stocks have been doing since Donald Trump's return to the White House. 6:16 on this Wednesday morning, and we say good morning to Emily with what's to come on Chit Chat.
Good morning,
Hi.
Emily.
Good morning, guys. We're talking about Rosie O'Donnell. She has packed her suitcase and she has moved to Ireland. She does not like the political landscape in the United States.
Trump's going to be sad about that.
Yeah, I wonder if she'll be the only one.
Yeah, but they didn't have a good relationship to start. Yeah,
It's very true.
so it's not really shocking.
And have you guys heard of Mufasa? Have you seen Mufasa?
No.
It's like
I have
the real,
heard of Mufasa.
Yes, yeah.
the real animated, like big cat kind
It
of.
looks
Lion King.
amazing.
Looks incredible. Apparently, my daughter saw it. Very sad, but that is coming to streaming, so we will discuss that as well.
Very sad, though, you said.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Disney movie,
It is
of
a
course.
Disney, yeah.
You don't
spoiler
cry in a
alert,
Disney movie. It's
Parent
really
is
bad.
probably going to die. Okay, thanks very much, Emily. Well, the Canadian dollar is down another 3 basis points, trading at 69.26 cents U.S. this morning in overseas trading. Gold is up $8.50 an ounce. Crude oil is 31 cents higher, trading at $66.56 a barrel. Checking midday trading in Europe, markets are up across the board: London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were up in Tokyo but down in Hong Kong and Shanghai. And North American markets continued to be dragged down by uncertainty with the Trump tariff situation in constant flux. TSX dropped 133 points, the Dow lost nearly 500, and the Nasdaq lost 32 points.
Well, since Donald Trump's return to the White House, U.S. stock markets have taken a huge hit, especially the top 7 most valuable companies in the S&P 500. So here's how the so-called Magnificent Seven have done since January 21st. Elon Musk's Tesla has been hit the hardest. It's down more than 45%. Chipmaker giant NVIDIA has dropped nearly 23%, even after reporting strong earnings. Google's Alphabet has lost over 17%, and Amazon is down nearly 15% in value. Now, Meta and Apple have been relatively stable, but very volatile. Analysts point to fears over Donald Trump's trade policies and a possible recession looming in the United States as key reasons for the big sell-off that we saw on Monday.
The Bank of Canada is set to announce its key lending rate later this morning, with many market watchers expecting another rate cut. Economists believe the central bank will lower its rate to 2.75%, which would be down from 3%. That would mark its 7th consecutive cut that experts say would move to cushion the economy against tariffs.
The beer store is reportedly closing 5 locations across Ontario next month. The closures will affect locations in Lambton County, London, Kitchener, Erin, and Hearst. All of the stores are set to close April 27th. The number of jobs that may be lost is still unknown. The move is being blamed on the province's expanded alcohol marketplace, allowing thousands of convenience and grocery stores to sell alcohol. With the 5 closures, the total number of beer store locations closed since May of last year will go up to 28.
Loblaw and its parent company have settled their involvement in 2 class action lawsuits related to price fixing on bread. Lawyers involved in the case say the $500 million settlement was announced last year and executed on January 31st, adding it is still subject to court approval in both Ontario and Quebec. The class action lawsuits accuse the defendants of conspiring to fix the price of packaged bread in Canada. The lawyers say the settlement also provides access to information that will be used in continuing the cases against remaining defendants: Canada Bread, Sobeys, Metro, Walmart Canada, and Giant Tiger.
Okay, we're taking a break right now. Maybe a chance to put some bread in the toaster. Brian will be back with traffic and your 7-day forecast right after this.
Good morning. Coming up to 6:24 on this 12th morning of March. We're halfway through the week here. Let's look at our MTO traffic cameras. We'll start in St. Catharines at the QEW in Welland. Nothing to see. Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us on that camera. Toronto-bound now away from us. Top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. Still no problems here. East of Bronte Road looks good. We'll flip ahead to Lorne Park and we'll dip into the 403 at Huron, Ontario. Very light volume, and of course that's the way it's been all week because of March break week continues this week. So no problems on the roads. The problem this morning is the cold temperature in Hamilton. We're sitting at -5 with a wind chill of -8 right now. So what a chilly start. -3 Mississauga, -2 Toronto, -1 into Grimsby. So let's talk about seasonal temperatures, where we figure we should be this time of year. Daytime high about 3. Well, we got to 11 yesterday. Overnight low -5. So that's what's normal. That's seasonal for this time of year. Cast your mind back to a year ago today. Look at that record high temperature for a year ago today. 17.9 back in 2024. Wow, wouldn't that be nice? There's the record low, and those are our sun times. 7:37 sun comes up, 7:22 sun goes down, and we will see the sun today. It's fairly clear to start the morning here, but we're only going to climb to 2 degrees. That's it for the day, a cool day. -2 once again tonight. Tomorrow 8 degrees, we climb a little bit better, sunshine. 12 degrees for both Friday and Saturday. However, Friday we have the sun, Saturday the showers settle in, and could be fairly wet during the weekend. Temperature dips to 7 for Sunday, only 3 for St. Patrick's Day, and then back up to 6 in sunshine for Tuesday. That's your forecast. Annette, Adam.
If it was 17.9, you know what you could do? You could head to Port Dover for a hot dog. 3 Port Dover
not
icons.
Yet.
Not yet, not
it's
open
not
yet.
open yet. Not open
All
yet.
right, there you go. So you'd be driving just for a nice little road trip.
Yes.
All right, 3 Port Dover icons are going up for sale. The Arbor has been serving hot dogs, hamburgers, and their famous Golden Glow orange drink for 106 years. The Schneider family, which owns the seasonal takeout restaurant, is retiring.
They also own the Erie Beach Hotel with the terrace room and the Cove room right around the corner. They've been serving fresh perch and pickerel dinners there since 1946. The family tells the Port Dover Maple Leaf that they are not in a rush to sell any of their businesses, and they hope that new owners would continue their traditions. And I got to say that my family has had traditional dinners at the Erie Beach Hotel, and the Cove room especially, for decades. Yes. Like that's always like the place to go. Let's go celebrate somebody's birthday at the Cove room. So good morning to Andrew and the crew there.
Well, as the owner said, he hopes that somebody, the new owner, will take over the tradition.
Because it's one brother owns the Erie Beach and one brother owns the Cove.
Well, I hope they keep it going.
Yeah, right. Let's hope so.
Yeah. All right, stay with us. More to come after the break.